everyone, welcome to our week 11 material. Let's go ahead and do a brief introduction. So up until now, once you've done the week 10 course notes and videos, we've got these types of analysis that we now know how to use. So we have the 1 proportion z-test and the corresponding confidence interval, the 2 proportion z-test and corresponding confidence interval. Then we've got 3 different types of t-tests and intervals. You've got the 1 sample, 2 sample, and then the paired t-test, which is really just a special case of the 1 sample. In week 10, you also added inference and inference tools, so both hypothesis tests and confidence intervals for simple linear regression, which is a regression line with 1 predictor variable. All right. After this week, we're going to extend a simple linear regression to multiple linear regression, which is the case where you can now have many different predictor variables. So our goals for this upcoming week are to incorporate categorical predictors into regression models, build and interpret multiple linear regression models, so models with lots of different predictor variables of various kinds. We will talk about what are known as collinear predictors and how to deal with those. Finally, you'll be able to select the most appropriate model, and we'll talk about improving model fit and what that model fit means, and then you'll learn how to check your assumptions once your model has been built. So that's where we're headed. So here's the setting, right? This is the explicit mathematical formula for a multiple linear regression. As I said, simple linear regression has 1 predictor, multiple then has multiple predictors. More than 1 explanatory variable, more than 1 x, right? We've got lots of different x's here. All right. This method is really motivated by scenarios where multiple variables might be connected to the output. So I think we can all think of examples, right, where that would make sense. We're going to start with our rail trail example. Okay, so last week we learned how the high temperature might impact the number of people on the rail trail, but it also makes sense that there could be other things. So it could be impacted by the amount of precipitation. Maybe you can see out the window back here, it's really raining heavily today, so on a day like today, maybe not so many people are out, even though it's in the 50s here, which isn't even that high, but it's better than 40s, right? We also might be impacted by whether it's a weekday. So lots of people, maybe go out on the weekends. Not as many people are able to have that kind of spare time on a weekday. So all of these variables are connected then to the final output, and it makes sense why we would want to look at more than 1 at the same time. Now, on this previous slide, we're going to, just to reiterate here, these variables can be categorical or numerical. So we're going to start the next video by talking about how we use categorical variables and then move on from there.